Chapter 7. "I'm here," called Primrose to the trees. Elma smiled and breathed a sigh of relief. "Oh, I knew you would come. Some of the others were losing faith, but I trusted you would be back with us. The invisibility dust eventually wore off, but the soldiers had already left. Did you find who you were looking for? Have you brought us some help?" "Indeed I have. First of all, I'm going to say some magic words, and then I'm going to put these 3 drops of magic water from this bottle to the roots of all those who wish to walk free. Once everyone is ready, I will then turn you all invisible again except for 1 leaf on each of you so we can all see where everyone is. That sounds like a good plan." "Yes, it is, but there is much to do. The whole of Amazonia is in trouble and we are all going to help." Elmer shrugged up his branches. "And how do you suppose we're going to do that?" "I will explain as we make our way, but first we have to get all of you walking, so let's get on with it. You will all have to say these magic words." Primrose spoke the words out loud, and all the trees started to repeat them after her. They said it over and over again as she flew around with the magic bottle that never seemed to run dry. Every time she came to a tree who wished to walk free, Primrose would place 3 drops on its roots, and then she instructed them to keep repeating the magic chant together. "Forever I am a tree, forever I am a tree, the sun shines, the light rains, together we'll be free." Primrose zinged with excitement. "Okay, I'm not sure how this works really, but let's all try to walk." Each one of the trees used its heart and soul to focus on the act of walking, and it was then that the earth opened around them and their roots were exposed, and they began to move. "Oh my goodness, it worked!" screamed Primrose. "We have a problem. We can move, but we cannot balance. We only have 1 leg. What do we do?" called Elma. Primrose thought hard for a quick second. "I have an idea. Everybody take a partner, the tree to your right or left, and hold arms. Each one of your trunks is a leg. So you can lean against each other to balance, and then you can walk." Primrose was tickled pink with her idea, so much so she started to glow pink. Elmer just looked at her and rolled his eyes around, as it was only one more thing he had to digest in this ever-changing world around him. Each tree decided to trust in Primrose and followed her instructions, so much so that her plan worked, and they began to walk with balance. "Oh, hold on! We need to turn you all invisible. There is nothing like a bunch of large trees walking across the landscape to let the mopheads and Amazonians know something is happening, right?" buzzed Primrose. She waved her magic dust, and again all were invisible except 1 leaf on each tree. 50 trees in total were now to walk with Primrose to meet up with Siegfried and his friends. They were to follow the river and to stay as far away from the villages as possible, each keeping an eye and ear out for any signs of Amazonians, and especially the mopheads and the king's soldiers. "This is amazing. I feel so different. I mean, I don't feel any less tree-like, but walking and moving as a team makes me feel like I can go anywhere. My mother always told me that I could go anywhere with my mind, but I never quite got what she meant. So this is amazing, and this works," said Elmer. "Can I do this forever?" asked another tree. "I'm not sure. Can we just take one thing at a time first? We have to save Amazonia," Primrose said, holding up her arm that was oozing fairy strength. "We can work out how you're all going to continue expressing yourself as a tree after we've solved a few more problems." The tree smiled, stretching the bark around his mouth, making the lines around his eyes lift. The contagious energy of lightness started to make everyone smile and laugh, which was a good thing. There'd been too much sadness and fear for far too long. "Okay, let's go," said one of the younger trees. "I'm just getting the hang of walking. Whoa, this is really strange. I feel like my sides are going to stretch me in half as I move." "How long has it been since trees walked? Nearly 100 years, maybe 1,000 years?" asked another tree. "You have to get your balance and start talking to your roots as an extension of yourself, to walk instead of stand," replied Primrose, not quite knowing how she knew what she had just said. So how am I meant to get food and water if I can't connect into the earth? Asked another tree. Good question. When we rest, just nestle your roots into the earth and you can get all that you need. But remember, you get much of what you need through the sun. Primrose was exuberant with her new knowledge. How do you know all of this, Primrose? Asked Elmer. I'm not sure. I have a feeling the presence of Light the Unicorn is with me. Light the Unicorn? Who's that? Oh yes, another story, but trust me, he's wonderful, a wonderful magical being who has your best interests at heart. I trust you, Primrose. That's all that matters right now. Ah, Elmer, that's so sweet. And she flew up to his face and gave him a big magical kiss on his nose. Elmer smiled and Primrose giggled away. Primrose flew up into the air so she was eye level with most of the trees. Okay, everyone, the time has come. Let's go, and let's go quietly. The sun was setting as they made their way down to the river, holding arms and following Primrose. Ooh, paddling, said a tree as she placed her roots into the water and started to laugh. It feels like liquid light moving between the very fibres of my being. Why have we not walked before? All trees should be liberated from the shackles of earth, she said. Earthing does not shackle you, said her walking partner. We're all here to play our part, and our part is so important. If we all just got up and walked around all day, who would hold the substance of mystery together? When it rains, she would wash away. And what about all the animals that love to live with us, or within us? What about the birds that fly around but always come back home? Oh yes, of course, I forgot. I was so busy thinking about all of this, I forgot the essence of what it means to be a tree. I still think we should be allowed to move around at least a few hours. I think when we find this magic tree Chemini, this is something I want to ask for all of us. Come on! We have to meet with Siegfried, who's on a mission to save Amazonia, Primrose said, busily spinning around like a sparkler. What do you mean? The trees called out to her. I'll tell you all about Siegfried and the magic underworld kingdom as we travel. Now please, come on. It was very late in the day when the trees and Primrose approached the land where Siegfried had agreed to meet them all. It was all very quiet, and there were not many stars shining through as all the pollution had started to keep the night sky very murky. The trees crept along, keeping their wits about them. Making progress was challenging now, as in this light it was more or less impossible to see the one leaf they had left exposed, and so the trees started to bump into one another. Hey, be careful, said a tree. Ooh, so sorry. It's a little tricky now to see. It's okay, said Primrose. We're here now. I can see Siegfried. Rook, oh, and Owl. Just all stand still and make yourselves comfortable. Place your roots into the earth so you'll feel steady, and that will help you relax, and then you can have a snooze. Welcome, my dear. You have indeed succeeded in such a great endeavour. We are grateful for your courage and fairy powers, said Siegfried to Primrose. Ah, Siegfried, it was nothing. I actually had a lot of fun. Come and meet the trees. Siegfried walked down towards the trees with Rook and Owl flying by his side. Welcome, my friends, said Owl to the tree. Yes, welcome. I'm so sorry for the loss of your brothers and sisters and the destruction of your home. I trust the plan we have will help restore order and peace to our land, said Siegfried. Thank you so much, Siegfried. Primrose has told me so much about all of you and that you have a plan. We are very grateful for all that you are, and if we can offer our service in any way, we are more than happy to help, said Elmer, who was feeling very proud of himself for being part of rescuing his forest friends. This is so kind of you, but for now we need to go on a little mission of our own. We want you to stay here and rest and recover from your journey. Primrose flew up to Elmer and his friends. I will now place more dust around you, so there will be no way it will wear off before I return. You will be safe here. There is no reason for anyone to walk down this far to where we are, so do not worry about anything or anyone bumping into your invisible selves. We're so grateful to you, Primrose. Who could say what would have happened to us if it were not for your courage and inspiration? We are forever in your debt, and we will always call you our friend. As everyone quietly went on their way, the trees nestled their roots into the earth, closed their eyes, and started to relax into a deep, deep sleep.